If you're watching this video, then chances are you want to lose weight. Hello, my name is Lucy, and I'll cover 5 strong reasons why diets fail and how avoiding them will help you lose weight. For the past 10 years, I've been helping everyday people lose weight through the use of various diets. Recently, I've undertaken a study on what's going on in the weight loss industry, only to find that 95% of diets fail. We're told that in order to lose weight, you must do 60 to 90 minutes of physical activity each day and eat a balanced diet. If it's really that simple, why are 68% of Americans overweight? In this presentation, I'll be covering the following 5 points. Carbs are not the enemy, and carbs are the enemy. Diet results don't last. You should avoid diets that recommend calorie or point counting. High-protein, low-carb diets screw up your health. And diets are expensive. An important point to remember, at the end of this presentation, I'll be revealing what I consider to be the only diet that actually works, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's get started. Carbs are not the enemy, and carbs are the enemy. There are 2 types of carbs, simple carbs such as sugar, and complex carbs such as pasta, fiber, and rice. Let's talk about complex carbs first. They are not the enemy. You need them in your diet for these reasons. They give you ongoing energy, they keep you fuller for longer, which reduces your need to snack, they help keep you regular, make it easier when you need to poop. They reduce the risk of colon cancer, they help regulate blood sugar levels, and much more. The problem people have with complex carbs is that they eat way too much. It's all about portion control. Here's a great example. The recommended serving size of pasta, a complex carb, is only half a cup. When you order pasta at a restaurant, you are served 4 cups of pasta. Complex carbs are not the enemy. Ridiculous portion sizes are the enemy. Now, let's talk about simple carbs. Simple carbs are the enemy. They create massive spikes in blood sugar levels. Your body's natural response is to increase insulin levels. As a result, the foods higher in sugar are stored as fat. The science is a bit more complex than that, but you get the idea. Simple carbs are bad. Next, diet results don't last. The problem with diets is that they're only short-term. A study by the Harvard School of Medicine researchers found that 80% of people on a diet over a 3-year period actually put more weight on, meaning they lost weight at the beginning. After a few months, they gain it all back. Not only that, they gained back more weight. The reason is simple. With a diet, you're restricting the foods that you eat. So once you've lost weight, you go back to your normal eating habits and thus gain weight. Here's an interesting study. Researchers at Matthew Flinders University in Adelaide, Australia, found that dieters who changed eating habits by following a smart meal plan were 27 times more likely to experience weight loss over a 3-year period, compared to those who followed a crash diet. Simply put, sustainable weight loss is the key. Here's why you should avoid diets that recommend calorie or point counting. Calorie counting is one of the worst methods to lose weight, simply because it's not practical for you to be weighing and measuring all the food you eat. An average recipe contains 8 ingredients. Are you really going to stand there and measure all the calories in 8 ingredients before you cook them? You might when you start the diet, but over time, almost everybody gives up. High-protein and low-carb diets screw up your health. Diets such as the Atkins diet promote high-protein, low-carb meals, which can be extremely bad for your health if done incorrectly. Usually, all protein sources are high in saturated fat, which can cause clogging in the arteries. It's actually recommended by the American Heart Association to limit the intake of saturated fat to less than 10% of your daily intake. By limiting the amount of carbs you eat, the end result is you feel lethargic and constipated, which is not much fun. In fact, 60% of your daily intake of calories should consist of carbohydrates, and the majority of that 60% should be complex carbohydrates. Next, diets are expensive. An article published in the Wall Street Journal estimated that Americans spent $32 billion on diet and health food supplements last year. Obviously, diet supplements are not helping if 68% of Americans are overweight. The problem with this is as soon as you stop buying the food, 98.7% of people regain the weight. These type of diets have a higher failure rate than other general diets. In short, don't waste your money on supplements or shakes or health foods or prepackaged meals or pills. Here's what to look for in a diet. From my study, I've concluded that there are 5 main points that you should look for in a diet to ensure that you're one of those 5% of dieters that actually lose weight. 1. The diet must acknowledge that sugar is the enemy. It should also list foods to avoid that have the potential to spike your blood sugar levels. Number 2. The diet must not be a diet. Rather, it should be a selection of meal plans. As we've discussed, diets don't work in the long term. 3. These meal plans must focus on a variety of foods. For example, don't use a diet that only recommends boiled cabbage. Bad idea. Number 4. You must be able to adapt the diet to suit your needs. For example, if the meal plan recommends a food that you don't like, you don't have to eat it. And number 5, a diet that recommends you buy supplements, shakes, or prepackaged meals is not a diet I recommend. After careful consideration, I've decided that the diet which meets all these requirements is a diet I bet you've never heard of before. It's called the Diet Solution, and its main focus is on changing eating habits in clever ways. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the Diet Solution, as all the information about this diet is mentioned on their website. So if you're serious about losing weight and want the results to last, then I strongly recommend you try the Diet Solution right now. Click the big Start Now button on the bottom of this video to visit the Diet Solution website. Thanks for watching. Lucy.